Okay, today we're gonna talk about state space representation. What is the state of a system? Actually, the state of a system is a set of variables whose values, together with the input signals and equations describing the dynamics. And uh, this equation all together will provide the future state and output of the system. So let's see more detail about state space representation. What is the state space representation? Actually, this is a mathematical method for modeling and analyzing system and control engineering in computer science and other fields. And it describes a system behavior over time by representing its state variable, input, and output in a compact form. Uh, we're, we will have some keyword before representing a state space. So let's start by a state variable. Uh, what is a state variables? A state variable are actually a set of variables that describe the internal state of a system at a given time. So this state variable uh, is defined as a set of variable that describe the internal state of a system at a given time. Another keyword is state equation. What is state equation? State equations actually describe how the state variable change over time based on the input and other output. So state equation that describe describe how the state variable change over time based on what? Based on inputs and other factors. What are inputs? External input that can affect the state of the system. So external, when we talk about input, we mean external inputs that affect the state of the system. And we have output. What is output? This is actually observable variable that represent the behavior of the system. So when we talk about output, means what we can measure from behavior of the system. So let's say observable variables that represent the behavior of the system. And But now, if we want to describe a state space representation of the system, we will have two equations. So for the state space representation of a system, we will have two equations. So first one, which is state equation, and in the state equation we will have x dot t equal to a x t plus b u t, and we will have output equation which is yt equal to cxt plus dut. And by the way, for the state equation, we have the initial condition of the system equal to, let's say, x0. So it's because this state equation, this x is actually a vector. Maybe it's better to write it with capital letter. So let's say x dot, maybe it's better to write in this form to make sure everything is in the vector form. Also for the output equation, let's consider capital letter for x. But this state space representation, okay, sorry for that. So this x is actually, this x is the state vector. This x dot in the first equation is derivative of the state vector, derivative of the state vector with respect to time, and also we have y. So yt is the output vector. Then we have u in both equation, in the state equation and in the output equation, which is the input or control vector. So these are about vectors. And then we will have a matrix which is A, B, C, D. I will write them here. So A is system matrix, and this is really important to design. We'll see later. And B is input matrix. If you see, B is actually a matrix which relate first derivative of the state to input of the system. So that's why we call it input matrix. And then we have C, which is output matrix. So if you see, this matrix will relate output equation to a state of the system. So output matrix, we call it output matrix. And D is actually feed forward matrix. A matrix that relate output of the system to input of the system. So it's a feed forward matrix. And then these vectors and this matrix, each of them has a dimension, and this dimension should match with each other. For instance, for x, if x belongs to R, power of n, then A also belongs to R power of n by n, and B belongs to R power of n there n by n, and Y belongs to R power p, and then C belongs to R power of p by n, and then we have D. We have, I will write it here. D belongs to R power of p by m. And then if we want to check the dimension, for instance, for x dot, we have a dimension of n by 1, means we have n rows, 1 column. And then for x, we have the same, so we have n by 1. For u, depends on we say u, where's u here? I didn't mention it. Yeah, u belongs to R power of m. So depends on the number of the input. B, the dimension of the B will be different. For instance, if you have one input, and then for B you have n by 1. And then for output also depends on the number of measurement. So if you have one, then for C, you have to be careful about dimension of the x. X is n by 1, and then to be able to multiply C by n, you have to have something by n. So something by n, this something depends on the number of measurement signals. So if you are measuring 1, and then you have 1 by n for C. And D also. So you have to be careful about these dimensions. Thank you for listening.